On this week's episode, we are heading back to Alaska to fish the Naknek River during the summertime for trout and salmon. Then we head to southern Oregon's Tillamook Bay as we search for some Dungeness crab and cockle clams. Trout fishing on the Naknek River is world-class, and even in the summertime when smaller fish are more predominant, the fishing is fantastic. In Oregon, the protection of the bay provides many days of crabbing and clamming in Tillamook, and although it's hard work to catch, clean, and cook the crab, the payoff is well worth it when you're all done.
All the way straight.
Sockeye salmon and trout on the Naknek in Alaska, and crabbing and clamming in Oregon is coming up right now on this episode of Action Outdoors TV.
Welcome to Advantage Max 1's Action Outdoors TV by Motion Marine, hosted by Sam Potter and Mike Skoro. Action Outdoors TV brings you hunting and fishing from the greater Pacific Northwest. Archery, rifle, and shotgun hunting, deep sea, freshwater, warm water fishing, and more make up action-packed, entertaining, and educational episodes that everyone will enjoy. Right here on Advantage Max 1's Action Outdoors TV by Motion Marine.
The Naknek River in Alaska flows into the world-famous Bristol Bay out of Naknek Lake. Many other watersheds feed into Naknek Lake and ultimately the Naknek River, making it the river with one of the largest sockeye salmon runs on the planet.
You can't dictate the size.
We are traveling to King Salmon, Alaska from another stop that we just completed, and the only way to get there from here is by a small airplane. Friend John King of King's Flying Service picked us up in his plane and gave us a bird's eye view of where we're going to be fishing over the next several days. As we neared our destination, we could see Bear Trail Lodge out the window and the airport up ahead. As our pilot John gets clearance for landing, he banks in as though the plane was using guide wires to make the landing absolutely perfect.
Ain't that look easy? No, it's not over yet, though. Really, I am.
Back safe on the ground, Mike is relieved to still be alive, while the rest of the gang just rolls out of the plane.
Here we are. Thank you very much for that experience. Wonderful. Sure, we'll see you in about a week's time. Yeah, 2 of us are. So half the weight. Want a piece of rotted junk?
Oh, God, you got me on tape? Old crippled up fat guy.
Arriving at the lodge is a great feeling when you see the beauty of the place and imagine the comfort and incredible food that is inside, waiting to be indulged in. The lodge is like a well-manicured campground with luxurious cabins instead of tents and a fine dining restaurant and billiards hall right there at your disposal. The welcome sign on the front door is the way they make you feel here at the lodge, and host Maury and Donnelly Moorcroft are experts at it as they work hard to cater to your fishing, wildlife viewing, lodging, and dining desires.
Hi, Sam. It's about dinner time. Would you like a glass of wine?
I would love one. Thank you very much, Donnelly.
All right. Would you like a glass of Merlot?
I would love it.
All right.
Well, we have the boys here at Bear Trail Lodge.
Those are my
favorite.
We have the chemist.
Hey, number 10, baby.
Number 10s, he says.
There's a good reason the lodge is named Bear Trail Lodge, as we realized when we looked outside the dining room window and saw a small brown bear feeding on salmon carcasses on the sandbar just recently exposed from the falling tides. The bears are fun to look at, but we're here to go fishing, and another longtime friend, Nancy Morris Lyons with Katmai Fishing Adventures, is ready to go and get us into some fish.
Here's Greg Service with the nice trout. Clarity of this water is just unbelievable. He's got a nice trout on there.
These trout are beautifully spotted across their backs, and during this time of year are chrome bright. The Naknek River is best known for its trophy rainbow trout, which are predominantly caught during the spring and fall months, and rainbows measuring as much as 37 inches are in the river for the catching. During the middle of the summer, rainbows are caught up to 30 inches and are bright and hard fighting as they are now. Seeing thousands of sockeye salmon swim by, we placed our underwater cameras beneath the surface and confirmed that there are bright fish down there just teasing us to catch them. Heath and Nancy are world-renowned trophy rainbow guides, and it must have killed them when we begged them to fish for these sockeyes. Our thinking was that we can keep sockeyes while we release the rainbows. Rainbows are more fun to hunt and catch, but we want to take advantage of the opportunity to get fresh sockeye so we can take it home and share it with our friends.
Got it.
That's the one I was just going after.
Well, I think that's
Nancy makes it look easy, and I think she could probably catch fish with her eyes closed and both hands tied behind her back. She has the knack, regardless of the species of fish, and this is in part what makes her such a great guide. While Heath and Nancy are usually assisting their guest with fishing, Mike and I insisted that they fish with us today. Never fly fishing before, Mike decides that it looks pretty easy, and he does surprisingly well for a one-day caster.
Pretty neat. If I hooked a fish, it'd probably be really cool.
That takes years.
That takes years.
That's right.
While Mike improves his casting skills, Heath demonstrates his catching skills as he hooks up on one of these sockeye. The Naknek River boasts runs of sockeye that reach over 6 million salmon, and they all pass right in front of Bear Trail Lodge. The sockeye travel from the Pacific Ocean to Bristol Bay and then through the Naknek River. From there they will go into Naknek Lake, and many will continue their journey into dozens of other rivers and lakes that feed into the Naknek system, and all are available from the lodge as fly-out destinations. Welcome back to the program. We're here on the Naknek River in Alaska and watching host Mike Skoro as he gives up on the fly fishing and decides to go back to what he knows. Grabs his spinning rod and jig and proceeds to catch more sockeye for the cooler, like this large fish that was hooked right in the snout.
As you can see that he waded almost to his armpits to get this fish.
Seeing several trout swimming in the same location, I couldn't help but catch another one, as there was just something special about these Naknek River rainbows.
Beautiful fish.
Articulated leech was put on here.
Beautiful colors on that fish.
Goodbye. There he goes. Cool. That's after his dad.
Bear Trail Lodge and Katmai Fishing Adventures is prepared for their guests' needs, right down to the professional vacuum packers used to preserve the fish that was just caught. From fishing, cleaning, vacuum packing, lodging, dining, and having the time of a lifetime, Bear Trail Lodge and Katmai Fishing Adventures works together to provide their guests a premium quality Alaskan adventure that they will never forget.
Thank you for fishing with Action Outdoors today. We had a great time out there on the river chasing down some rainbows, some kings, and a few sockeye along with them. But if you would like some other adventures, we certainly enjoy going after the big rainbow trout in June, September, and October, some silver salmon in August, and we also access a lot more remote locations via fly-out float plane for day trips into the wilderness. And if you'd like more information about any of this, please feel free to contact us at 907-246-8322 or through the web at www.katmaifishing.com.
From Alaska, we head south to Tillamook Bay, Oregon, where we are after Dungeness crab and cockle clams. Our crab pots will be filled with turkey and chicken legs for bait, which the crab have a very special liking for. Good bait is not enough, however, and placing the crab pots in the right location can make a big difference in the number of crab that you end up with at the end of the day. Before we can get started, we need to pick up our crab pots and make a quick run to Tillamook Sporting Goods to buy a few more crab rings for our additional guest on the boat today.
How deep? 15 and a half, 16.
That's what we want.
Wherever. Nice toss.
Tillamook Bay provides excellent crabbing opportunities, and the protection of the bay means that even when conditions in the ocean may be questionable, the crabbing inside can still be a great option.
Yeah, right there.
We will typically set all of our crab pots and then turn around and begin to pick each one of them up after about only 20 minutes of soaking.
Reverse it.
We got a total of 2 crab.
I know, dude.
Just
when it gets that tight, then hammer.
Pull hard,
Go,
pull
go,
hard,
go, go,
go. Neutral, neutral. Back up.
When you get close.
Hey, we caught a clamshell.
Today we are joined by guests Matt and Ben from Rivers West and Mike's cousin Richard Skoro, who have all come to help us pull crab pots and feast on the harvest at the end of the day. The work is non-stop and lots of fun, and having beautiful weather doesn't hurt either.
Pull like zombie. Yep.
There's a keeper. Look at the size of that. That's a monster.
I don't need the measurer, but let's grab it just to show. Let's see, I hope this one, oh, it doesn't fit at all. Look at that.
That was 9.5 feet of wire. Monster.
Look at him. Is there 2 of them, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, this one opened.
Yes, sir. Says yes, sir.
Welcome back to the program. We're in Tillamook Bay, Oregon, pulling and setting crab pots in the bay as we try to get our limit of 12 crab each for 6 people for a total of 72 crab.
Without question.
Right here.
Without question.
Yeah, question.
Sorry about that. He's like,
The weather is awesome, but we're only averaging not quite 1 keeper crab per pot, which means that we will have to set and pull crab pots over 80 times to reach our goal, which is a lot of work.
I see 3.
Nice.
Oh, look at that guy.
Armando, show him for the camera. That's a pretty one. Yeah. That's a prime Dungeness right there.
Oh, too small.
oh, it doesn't fit. In the alligator. No, that's not a female.
Yeah, that's good.
So close.
Two.
Hey, we just got 2 crab out of those crab pots, which brings us up to 51 crab. Out here on Tillamook Bay, crab fishing. Got a bunch of crab pots, got our buddies with us, little family member here, and going after these things.
Have a big feast tonight.
That's right, these things are going to taste awesome. A little garlic, a little butter.
Let's pull the rest of the pot.
Let's do it.
The tides have now changed and several sandbars in the bay have become exposed, which means that it's time to quit crabbing and time to start searching for clams. There are several places in the bay where the sandbars become visible at low tide, and these are great places to find the clams. They can often be seen on the sandy bottom in ankle-deep water, and small spots in the sand can be indicators that there are clams just a few inches below the sand that can be dug out. Each person clamming must have their own bucket or bag, as it is no longer legal for one person to have everyone's limit in their possession, even if everyone is clamming together. After making a quick count of the clams to be sure of the numbers, everyone was back in the boat for a little snack before heading out to search for the few remaining crab pots that we left in the water. We are apparently not the only mammals that enjoy Tillamook Bay, as we can see hundreds of seals that have beached themselves on the sandbars and are soaking up the last rays of the sun before it sets behind the horizon. The day has come to an end, and we have been left with a beautiful sunset that reminds us of the great opportunities that we have here in the Pacific Northwest. Whether it's fishing, crabbing, hunting, or just being in the outdoors, we have something special where we live, and we're excited to bring it to you right here on Action Outdoors TV. Advantage Max 1's Action Outdoors TV by Motion Marine has been brought to you by Advantage Max 1 Camo, Motion Marine Boats, H2P Waterproof System, Hunting the West Magazine, Salmon Trout Steelheader Magazine, and by Bowtech. Please join us every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. on Comcast Cable's Channel 14. Digital cable subscribers can also watch us 24/7 on demand.